I'm Washayla Sananda. Thank you for joining me. Today, I'm going to answer a request from a viewer, and I'm going to be working these into my videos every now and then. So if you have a topic or something on your mind that you'd really like to have me address, ask the question in the comments, and I'll be happy to consider putting that in a future video. So for starters, I am going to go read what I'm going to be answering here. So this is from Anita Hart. Anita says, I'd really love to see a video about how to deal with the physical symptoms of ascension, especially feeling so tired all the time. I used to be so full of energy, but since last year, I fizzled out. I'm a shadow of what I used to be. Thank you so much. Okay, Anita, I do understand that ascension symptoms are real. It's a real thing. So many people are feeling them, especially nowadays where the energies are intense, the planetary energies, the cosmic energies, the earth energies, the galactic energies are just flooding in so many different ways. And yes, sensitive people and even people that aren't sensitive can get a feeling of, well, they can get symptoms. And one of those symptoms can be fatigue. There are so many different symptoms, emotional, like being really emotional. A lot of people are feeling a lot of sadness. I've noticed right now, emotional release, emotional cleansing. A lot of people feel like inconsistencies in their energy, myself included. That's been a big one for me. Feelings of kind of lostness, hopelessness. These are things I'm hearing from my clients. So first of all, if you're experiencing these things, don't feel alone. This is going on globally, and so many people are feeling these things. So for one thing, I want to start with, it's very important to let yourself feel what you're feeling. The more you attempt to suppress the feelings, whether that's by ignoring, distracting yourself, pushing it out, just trying to think of something else, all of the distractions, numbing with substances or food, all of those techniques only work temporarily. And what they do is they cause whatever it is that's trying to clear from you to come back stronger and stronger and stronger. So the more you repress the emotional feelings you're having, physical feelings, the more you repress, the more likely it is that those things are going to come back and like really kind of hit you harder. So you want to be able to address them, lean in to what you're feeling. And, this is something I do teach a lot about. This is something that's in my book about leaning in to whatever shows up, whatever you're feeling. And there's a process of going within your body. If you're feeling physical symptoms in your body, ask, tune in. Where am I feeling this in my body? Locate that place, and then tune into it. Ask it, what do you need? How can I support you? What do you need for me to do in order to express this? And then listen. You can anthropomorphize your pain or what you're feeling. And what that means is give it a personality. Pretend that it is a cat or yourself at a younger age, a child. It could be an elf, a princess, whatever you want it to be. It could be a plant, anything you want, but give it a personality, give it a voice so that it can share with you what it's feeling, and then listen. And sometimes just the act of doing that, of listening to your body, listening to parts of self that are holding energy, that can be enough to sort of clear that density a little bit. And then in that clearing, you can take some deep breaths into it and let it clear more, and breathe and let it clear, and just kind of keep doing that without judging it, without trying to, you're not necessarily trying to change it. I mean, the idea is to get some relief from it. However, you're allowing it to be. You're just allowing it to be what it is. And you're acknowledging what it is. You're acknowledging what you're experiencing. You're feeling it. You're breathing through it. You're actually leaning into it instead of trying to run away from it. That's going to make a huge difference on its own. Now, some extras that I have that if you want to make an investment in yourself, you can get my book and read. I have a chapter about that in there. I also have book materials. One is a releasing thoughts from the body meditation, so that you get free with the book. And I'll have the link to the book in the show notes. But that's a way that you can really allow yourself to let go, lean in, release thoughts from the body, clear those things from your energy field. And that will help you start you on the path to feeling better, if not clear it entirely. And so when I say lean into it, there's this cultural thing, or maybe it's just a human thing. We don't really like feeling pain. Most of us, we don't want to feel the pain. So we do try and get away from it. It's the exact opposite of what we do naturally. But it's the very thing that's needed to have it clear. And you can get really good at this. And then the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And then these things, instead of getting stuck in you, they just pass through. Things will just kind of come. Maybe they're coming through with the galactic energies. Maybe they're coming through because you pick something up from a family member or your friends or the community or the collective. But a lot of us, especially if you're an empathic person, you're like a feeler and you're feeling all this stuff. So you've got to be able to let it go, lean into it, feel it, and then express it from the body. And that will clear density for yourself. And if you're clearing it for more than yourself, you're really serving in a powerful way. To clear it from your field is clearing it for the earth and all of humanity. And you're making things, you're really making the air easier to breathe for everyone when you do that. So that's one way. Always in non-judgment too, just knowing that we have these symptoms, we have these things happen. It's part of being human. Don't be down on yourself for it. Sometimes and I get this too, I'll get like this intense feeling of fatigue in a moment where, well, what I did, it's not like I just worked out or there's some reason why I should feel fatigued in this moment, but I do occasionally. Like it's almost like a wave will come through and I'll feel that. I will take a break. I'll, take a nap. If you have the luxury of being able to just lay down and take a nap, go out in the sun, take a sunshine break. I find that very helpful. Even if it's just for a few minutes, 30 seconds, just go out, bask in the sun, close your eyes. And if it's midday or something, just close your eyes and let that sun just kind of soak into your skin, into your eyes, open or closed, and just intentionally connect yourself energetically to the sun. That's going to help release stress. That's going to help clear things from your field. And you can invite the sun to clear you. And that can be super helpful in restoring and regaining energy. The sun is also like a battery, like a recharger. So when you go out in the sun with the intention to be recharged, you can get this really wonderful energetic expansion, like being charged up by a battery, and it feels really good. Another thing that's really helpful is to be in flow, to instead of trying to follow such a strict schedule, I've got to do A, B, C, D. Granted, I know sometimes life is like that. There will be periods of your life, most likely, where you have no choice. You always have a choice, but you're bound to your schedule by commitments and things. So, that within reason, create space for yourself in your day, in your week, where it's flow time. And flow time, by that I mean letting yourself go with the flow, not being scheduled, not being strictly regimented. Because when we're in that ABC scheduling, it's great for getting things done. It's great for managing a household if you have a number of children and things like that. But it's not great for our energy and allowing ourselves to feel just the flow of the universe moving through us. I have a wonderful example of something that happened. I was in Austin, Texas at PaleoFX this weekend with Primal Hacker, helping out at their booth and also really just enjoying the experience of being at that conference and visiting my daughter who's in grad school at UT Austin. I had this day, the first day, where I just took about an hour and wandered around, and I didn't have an agenda. I didn't have to be anywhere in particular at that time. I just walked around and let myself be guided by the flow and by my own internal guidance system. It was mid-afternoon and I was feeling this little energy slump, and I look over, I just kind of felt my head go to the right, and I look over and there's a booth they're giving out coffee samples, just little shots of this nutritious coffee. And I thought, oh, that's perfect. I'll go have a little nutritious coffee boost and see what's going on over there and then go about my business. So in flow, went over, listened to my body. My body's like, give me a little pick me up. So went over, got a little shot of coffee, was having a conversation with the woman at the booth. And then this man showed up right next to me, also interested in getting some coffee. And then we started chatting, and long story short, he became this amazing contact that he has a technology that it has guided meditation. It takes people through sessions. And he's like, I'm looking for women's voices to record guided meditations for my booth, for my technology. And if you'd be interested in that, I'd love to have you. And he's like, it also can be residual income once they're recorded. I'm like, wow, this is an amazing connection. Just because I was in flow and I was wandering around and I found myself in this coffee booth, I ended up making this contact that now will be turning into passive income, doing something that I do anyway and that I love to do. So that was really a nice experience of being in flow, and how getting in that flow state, it brings the opportunities to connect and to, when you're following your guidance, to connect with other people, to connect with experiences that are right for you, that are compatible with your energy and with your purpose. And I thought that was just a beautiful example of being in a flow state with no agenda. And it led to something really positive that I expect to be a very positive thing in my life going forward. So take time out to just be in flow with no ABC, I have to do this, this, and this. And then the next thing is just, like take breaks every day, sunshine breaks, also nutrition breaks. So something that I do, I love to consume liquids. I'm kind of a mermaid, hence the photo back here and fish. I like liquids a lot, and I'm a double water sign. I have lots of water in my energy. And so liquids are very nourishing to me. I drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of nutritional beverages. So if you have like some algae, there are all kinds of things on the market. I'm not going to get into brand names. I do have my favorites, but you can make like a spirulina drink. You can make a superfood concentrated nutritional beverage if you get into one of those like really tired down times where you just can't quite get your energy back. You could just sip on an energy beverage. I don't mean like the ones you buy at the convenience store in a can that are depleting. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something you would mix at home. I'm not saying you can't get these like at a health food store, but you can do this at home. You can do it with spirulina. There are all kinds of different things that you can use for a healthy, balanced boost of energy nutritionally. And then of course, eating a balanced diet, getting the nutrition you need, doing breath work. Breath work will pull you up out of a slump so beautifully. As you probably know, I have Ascension breathwork on my website. You can get a class, you can get a series, you can take the teacher training if you love it. Ascension breathwork will always uplift you and help you clear things. Most people after a session of breathwork feel very lit up and energized and ready to go. And it only takes, depending on the session that you do, anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. And it's like filling with life, filling with prana. So I highly recommend that. Many people will do yoga, gentle stretching, whatever that is for you. You can play, sometimes I'll take a break and play sound bowls, or I have a gong, I'll play my gong and let that frequency energy come through me. Or play music that you love and do some movement to the music. I think something that is kind of a negative loop that many people get into is, I feel tired, so I'm just going to be lazy and do nothing and not be mobile. And while, okay, sometimes it is appropriate to lay down, to take a nap, to take a rest, take a 30-minute nap instead of a 2-hour nap. Over 30 minutes is more likely to make you more tired instead of have you feeling refreshed. If you can get a 30-minute nap in, that's going to recharge your brain, recharge your energy, and have you get up feeling more refreshed and ready to go. So that's a great way, just a 30-minute nap, and then do some movement. Get outside, get in nature, walk with bare feet on the earth if you're in a place where you can do that. That's very grounding, very nourishing. Get out with trees and plants and flowers. Breathe fresh air. Get out of the Wi-Fi if you can. If you're in an office building or a house where there's Wi-Fi all day long, unplug your Wi-Fi. Get outside. If you're in, I'm going to get into EMFs a little bit too. EMFs can really disrupt your circadian rhythm and your energy. So if you've been using, Bluetooth, earpods, things like that, do consider changing those things out to something that is healthier and not putting radiation in your head. Radiation in your head is not going to help with the Ascension symptoms. I realize, they're convenient. I get that. I've completely switched to their headphones. They're actually their earbuds that you put in, and they're completely EMF free. The Primal Hacker has them on their website, primalhacker.com. I'll actually reference them in my show notes as well, but they don't send EMF from your phone to your head. And that's really important. We don't want that in our brain. I saw a video recently of what the earpods that are Bluetooth, what they do, it's like sending microwave into your brain. They're it's not a good thing. So think about changing that out. And I'll put a link to the ones that I use. I have 2 pair myself. I have them for my kids. I love, highly recommend getting these earbuds and using them that don't conduct electromagnetic frequency to your brain. I did briefly mention grounding. So that's standing or walking or sitting even with, directly with bare skin on the earth. I mean, your skin is bare, not a bare skin. You want to tune into the earth and let yourself just give and receive that energy. You can imagine a torus field of light moving out the top of your head, coming around through the earth and into the base of your spine, all around your body in a three-dimensional way, and generating energy that comes up through the earth, through your body and around. And you can even connect it up to the central sun above you if you want, and really feel that flow of energy. That will help balance you, help balance your field. You can also get like EMF protection devices. I have the Heart Companion pendant from Metaforms, and there are other like EMF blocking necklaces and things that you can get, all kinds of things out there. I have stickers and things on my phone. I don't know how much they work. You want to use some that either you test yourself or that somebody has done the testing, because they don't always do what they say they're going to do. But, test it yourself, see if it makes you feel better. A lot of people are very sensitive to the EMF and the Wi-Fi, and they're putting out, there's lots of 5G now, avoid it if you can. I've heard there's even a 6G coming out, and, this isn't healthy. We don't know long-term effects on our body, but chances are if you're sensitive and human, and you're feeling any kind of side effects, could possibly be from the Wi-Fi and the EMF that's in the air, that's all around you. We just can't see it, so we don't always think about it. Another thing you can think about doing is a cleanse. I do cleanses regularly. I actually just came off of a 10-day juice supported cleanse. I didn't fast at my age. I find that fasting is much more difficult than it used to be, and it tends to unbalance me. Whereas in my 20s and 30s, I didn't get unbalanced from fasting. And so you want to pay attention to your body, our body's reactions to different things, diets and things like fasting change over time. So you want to be aware of what your body needs, but certainly you can do a cleanse, and it felt really good to do a 10-day cleanse. I had one healthy meal a day. I had 2 green juices that had no fruit in them. And then I had a beet juice. I did a coconut water in the afternoon, and I had cacao, a healthy, balanced cacao ceremony. So there are so many things that you can do to support yourself, to clear things from your field. If you're feeling heavy and sluggish, or, when I had just come off of the summit, that's such a big project for me. I find that I need some rebalancing and re-energizing, and this juice supported cleanse is something that I find really balancing for myself. So you might want to do a parasite cleanse, a liver cleanse. Liver cleanses are really powerful and important. There's so many different types of cleanses, so you'll want to do your research, but that could be something that can give your body a reset, and have you sort of starting fresh, starting over and feeling good again. I was just at the biohacking conference, like I mentioned earlier. The number of things they have to help people feel better is amazing. There are so many incredible technologies out there. There are so many incredible supplements, adaptogens, nootropics, things that support your brain, kava. And this is something I'm going to be affiliating with a kava supplement company that does kava oil. My daughter is in grad school, University of Texas in Austin, and she's got finals week coming up, and it's very stressful. It's her program requires a lot of her focus, her attention, her time, her effort, all of that. And it can be very stressful. So she found this was her first experience with kava. She loved the kava. We got her some kava oil. She took it when she's already tried it. She said she felt very anxious when she thought about her week and had all of these things to do. She started to go into a panic attack, and she took a dropper of the kava, and she said she settled right down. Her stress went away. She was having some heart palpitations that stopped. And then she just had her focus back. So this is not all kava is the same. Don't just go run out and buy the first kava you hear about, because they're absolutely not all made the same. You want to get a really, really, really good quality one. I've tried a lot of different kinds of kava myself. I found that this one was better than any I've tried before. And it gave kind of a nice, a pleasant euphoric feeling. The thing about kava is that it's not addictive. You can take it. It doesn't have side effects. As far as I know, I don't think there are any side effects. And when it's the right kind, there is a kind that's not good. When it's from the wrong part of the plant, it can actually damage you. But when it's from the correct part of the plant, it's balancing. It has the brain produce GABA. And over time, you need less of it rather than more to get the same effect. You become sensitive to it, and your brain learns to make that for itself. So you can even eventually get off of it once your brain kind of knows what to do. That's exciting. Watch for that coming up. Another thing, you've probably seen me have Gary Kiss on various videos, and he's going to be coming every month to do a live Zoom with the photon light balls. I have been getting the most amazing comments from people, these amazing transformations they're having simply by watching the virtual events. So, and of course, then when they get their own, they can have even more experiences. People are clearing entities. People are clearing years and years of chronic pain. People are having relief from the symptoms of Lyme disease and of some other chronic illnesses like fibromyalgia. So that's another way that you might try to balance your energy and get your energy back on track. And I'm going to stop there because, I feel like I could go on forever. There are so many things available to us now. And one of my jobs, one of the things I love to do is to find those things and bring them to you, the ones that I think are the best of the best. I don't find that everything works for me. I tried a couple things this weekend that absolutely didn't work. I felt absolutely no effect from them. So I won't be introducing you to those things. But the things that I found that I love, I will be introducing in the coming months. So stay tuned for more of that. Remember to give me a thumbs up, a like, a subscribe if you're not already subscribed to my channel. And then put in the comments, what would you like to hear me talk about? What would you like me to share about in the world of Ascension, in the world of, could be mind, body, spirit, and anything that you need that would be supportive to you. I'm happy to work those into my videos because I love to give you what you want, not just what I think will serve you. So I will absolutely be reading every single one of those comments. That's going to be it for today. I really appreciate you watching, following, get on my email list. The link is in the show notes, and have a wonderful day. Namaste.